Okay, wonderful. Got it. Fabulous. Okay, wonderful. Well, hi, ladies. It's so fun to be on and see so many familiar faces. And today, we're going to be talking about lead generation and how it's so important for your business, as you ladies already know. And as I'm training, whatever questions you have, please write down whatever questions you have, put them in the chat. I love to answer questions, and I want this to be really interactive. I want you guys to get as much out of it as possible. And so today, we're going to be talking about how to get as many leads as you can and 6 different ways to be lead generating in your business at all times. Because we were always taught that you want to be lead generating in 5 ways at all times. And then also having like website leads is something that I consider as like lead generation, but it's very like in the background almost. You know what I mean? Because it's not something that brings you a lead every day, but they definitely have my website has brought me some really great customers. So the first thing I want you to write down, and again, I feel like this stuff is not like something you've never heard before, but bookings are the lifeline of your business. Bookings are the lifeline of your business. And if you don't have bookings, you don't have a business. Bookings are the lifeline of our business. And we want 10 bookings on our books for the next 2 weeks at all times. 10 bookings on our books for the next 2 weeks at all times. Because we know that statistically, half of what we book is actually going to hold, right? And the wonderful thing about Mary Kay is that it is not magical, it's mathematical. And if we're ever frustrated with the results that we're not getting, number one, self accountability. I always say where I am in my business is not the result of my people. It's a result of what I'm not doing or what I'm doing that needs to be tweaked. Right. And so we want to have 10 bookings at all times because we know people be people and that half are going to cancel. And so if we want to be holding like three to 5 a week, then we need to have 10 on our books for the next 2 or 1 to 3 a week. And so in order to do that, we're going to do 10 booking calls a day, 6 days a week. I always do at least 10 booking calls a day, 6 days a week, take 1 day off. Or I know a lot of people as well that once they get into a habit, it's really hard for them to take that day off because it's hard for them to get back on the train. So I always say, like, protect your booking time like it is Fort Knox, y'all. Like, protect your booking time because that is the lifeline of your business. And if we're not booking, if that's not a daily habit, if that's not something that's deeply ingrained in us, then we're not going to have a business. And we're going to get so frustrated about the fact that we don't have a business. So our booking calls, here's the thing. Pink cars, people that drive pink cars just did a lot of booking calls, right? They got told no a lot and they did a lot of booking calls and they kept going. And so this business, again, it's not magical, it's mathematical, and it's playing the numbers. So we're doing 10 booking calls a day to get our 10 bookings for the next 2 weeks. And another tidbit is always have 10 bookings on your books by the 5th of the month. Always have 10 bookings on your books by the 5th of the month. That's going to set you up for a really strong month. And as you know, we're in the final 3 months of our Mary Kay year. This is my favorite time of year. This is where it gets really exciting. This is where you're wrapping up Princess Court of Sales, Queen's Court of Sales, Princess Court of Sharing, Queen's Court of Sharing, becoming a new sales director, earning that car, whatever that looks like for you. And so we really, really want to be on fire with our consistency in our business right now as we're wrapping up these 3 months. But here's the thing, you guys, bookings on our books can't happen if we don't have the leads. And I know that we've all come to a point in our business before where we've been frustrated by a lack of leads because the leads, right, get the bookings. Or maybe you've like run into like a really crummy pot of leads, like full of people that aren't like necessarily pulling the results that you're looking for, which again, this is a business. So we have to act like business owners and we have to pivot. So we're going to be talking about 6 ways to lead generate. 6 ways to lead generate. And number 1 is my personal favorite, which are referrals from our parties. Let me write down another way before I forget too. I just could think about ways all day, y'all. Referrals from our parties. And that is my favorite way to lead generate because I'm already there, right? And whenever I am at a party, number 1, y'all, sales are the icing on a cake at a party. I'm looking for my next team member. That's why we have parties, y'all, is because we're looking for our next team member. We're looking to see who the sharpest in the group is, or like the sharpest there, multiple, right? And we're team building. Parties are for team building. Sales are icing on the cake. And I love, love, love the fact that while I'm already making money and adding team members, I'm going to get referrals. If you're already there, you might as well like kill as many birds with the same stone as you can. And the majority of my parties are coming from my referrals from my parties. And so, as you guys have already been trained to do, because Tammy's the one that trained me on how to do this, which is like so awesome how life comes full circle. But you have your profile card. I still use paper profile cards. I know some people are getting away from that, but I love paper. I'm old school. I have a paper planner, paper everything. And then on the back of your profile card, we have the place where they can write their leads. And after they have put on their eye cream, we say, okay, we're going to play a fun game where you can earn lots of tallies, because throughout the whole party, they're getting tallies. And for every name and number that you write down, you get a tally. When you fill up all the lines, you get an extra 10. You get a bonus 10. And I'm going to tell them exactly who I'm looking for. I'm looking for your physician. I'm looking for your hairstylist. I'm looking for your mother-in-law, your best friend, your people from church. I always say, think of the sharpest women that you know in your life that would love some pampering. Think of the women that you know that you love, right? Because I don't know about you, but I've had parties before where people are like, oh, I'm going to put so-and-so down, like it's a joke. And I'm like, we're not doing that. So I'm like, we are looking for the sharpest of the sharp, the women that you know that work really hard that would love some pampering. And we're going to tell them who we want, because ask not, have not. If you're frustrated with what you're getting, my question is, are you asking for what you want? And again, that might sound really elementary, but so many things in this business are so simple, you guys. We just have to pivot and ask for what we want. Okay, so I'm going to tell them who I want for the leads. They're going to write down as many as they give me. And some people are going to fill up the whole card. Some people are going to give me one or two. It is what it is, right? And then they get their tallies, one tally per name and number. When they fill up all the lines, there's 15, they get an extra 10, so a total of 25. And that is the majority of how I get my referrals. Yes, Ann.
Are they keeping track of their own tallies?
Yes. Yeah, that would be a lot of work for me to keep track of all their tallies. Yeah, and then at the end, I'm always like, honor system, who had the most tallies? And then they get like a mini hand cream or something like small at the end, like a little thank you. Okay, so number 1 is referrals. Number 2 is our bookings from your bookings. Bookings from your bookings. Again, you guys, this is like fundamental Mary Kay, like how she taught us to build our businesses, because what Mary Kay is timeless. How our marketing plan works, it's timeless. People gathering around a table is timeless. Like, that's the thing that you can take such comfort in, is knowing that you will always have a job, you will always have a business, you will always have a thriving business, because what Mary Kay is will never go out of style. And so bookings from our bookings. At the end, as you're closing each guest, we're going to book them for their second appointment. We always work full circle, sell, book, team build. And so we're going to book them for their second appointment. Now, the key is to explaining to them that they're going to be able to come back and get product at a discount, which with whatever hostess program you want, whenever they book by themselves. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of people that are like, oh, I'll come back with so-and-so whenever they're booking their party. And so I'm like, no, like we're going to like split this up and you're going to get free product for doing so. Now, occasionally I'll have people that just won't budge. And so I'll book them together. But you want to take that party of people that the hostess +5 or +3, however many she brought you, and we want to split them up at the end, so that then we're multiplying again, right? And then offering that hostess credit. And what I do for my hostess credit, just because it's super simple, is I just tell them that whenever they come back, for every person that they bring with them, they're going to get one single item for half off. One single item for half off. And it's just really simple math, y'all. The hostess programs where it's been like, if they order this much, you're going to get 10%. If they order this much, you'll get 15%. I don't want to take the time figuring that. No, that sounds really lazy, but that's the truth. So yeah, right. Tandra feels me. Okay. And so that's how I do my hostess program. And then I look on the back of their profile card and I say, okay, I see you really love that microderm. Did you know if you bring 2 people with you to your second appointment that you're going to get that microderm for half off? Okay. So working with, again, this is not new information or new training, but working with whatever excites them. And then whenever I'm coaching them and following up with them and reminding them of that second appointment, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to get that microderm for half off. Whenever you bring 2 people with you, you're going to get that microderm for half off. Who would you like to bring with you? And then I also have them look at the leads that they put on the back of their card. And I'm like, from these women, like, who would you like to bring with you? Put a star by their name. Okay, great. Would you like me to reach out to them or you? Right. And so you're like already helping coach them to bring who they're bringing the second time, for every 2 people or just once. For every single person they bring with them. So like if they brought like 10 people with them, they would get 10 single items for half off that one time at their.
But the microderm you're counting as 2 products. So that's why you said 2 products.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So if they wanted a repair set for half off, they would bring 5, like the cleanser, lifting serum, day cream, night cream, eye cream, and then they would get that for half off. Which, my goodness, guys, if a repair customer is bringing me 5 of her repair friends, you can have it for half off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely. So that's how my hostess program works. It's just really simple. And that's the second way we're going to get leads. We're going to book from our bookings. And then, of course, those people are going to come. And how I do it is if it's like the hostess and she's just bringing one person to her second facial, I'll have them both do the second facial. But if it's a hostess and she's bringing like 5 people to her second facial, I'll have her do the second facial and then make her like the spotlight. And then I'll have the other 5 do the first facial. Okay. So like the hostess will be the second and then everybody else will do the first. And she'll be like the guest of honor, like, oh my gosh, look at this foundation she gets to use today, this foundation brush she gets to use today, the charcoal mask she's doing today, all the things. And then those 5 other people are going to give me referrals during the referral game after eye cream. So that's how my system works. But again, if it works better for you to do everybody doing the second facial and then have everybody that was there at their first facial book a second facial where they do the first facial things, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying, then you can do it that way as well. A lot of things in Mary Kay are just whatever makes sense to you, whatever floats your boat. You know what I mean? Whatever works best for you. And then the third way to generate leads is warm chatting. Warm chatting, which is my personal least favorite. I'm going to be really honest, but it's really great because you get to pick the people that you want, right? And yeah, and we'll using our best judgment. Sometimes the people we think are super sharp, they come in and I'm like, I regret all the letters, right? No, but for the most part, I'm like, okay, great. I like the fact that I can warm chat and pick the environment that they're coming from and who they are and all the things. So warm chatting, it's my least favorite, but I love the fact that I'm able to pick whoever I want and really just asking yourself, am I aware in my day-to-day life and all the things I'm doing, work, church, bunco, book club, kids, friends, babysitters, blah, blah, blah. Am I looking around at who I could like warm chat, who I could offer a facial to, and am I doing it? You know, did Mary Kay say if they were within 3 feet of us, we should offer them a facial? Like, are you doing that? Because if not, think of all of the prospects we're missing out on. For example, whenever I was driving my Mary Kay Equinox, I wrecked it. Go Tavia, and the company gave me 2 other cars after that. Like, go Mary Kay. You too can drive a pink car. But whenever I went to the body shop, I warm chatted the secretary at the front and she came in with a 3600. So like, yay for warm chatting. And she's still in our unit. I love her to pieces. And then whenever oh goodness, let's think about that. Oh, on last Black Friday, I went to Starbucks and the lady in the drive-through window was like, oh my gosh, that pink car. And I was like, I know, right? Have you ever had a facial? And then she came in with a 600, her sister came in with a 600, and then her sister's recruit came in with a 1200. And like, you know what I'm saying? So just by warm chatting and being like, who's around me? Have you ever had a Mary Kay facial? All the people that you can team build with. And what I say is, because I always feel so awkward doing it, which also just proves y'all, it does not matter the color of the car that you drive or where you are on the career path. We all have things that we still don't like to do, but we do it because I feel like when we say, oh, that doesn't bring me joy, or I don't want to do that, it's like saying I'm comfortable with where I'm at on the career path. And I'm not comfortable with where I am. Like, I have bigger goals to achieve. So I'll always do things that make me uncomfortable. So I say, I know this might sound really weird, but has anybody ever offered you a Mary Kay facial before? And they'll say, no. And I'll be like, oh my goodness, well, you are so great at giving me great customer service, or I love your style, or whatever. I would love to offer you some free pampering. And then I hold up my phone and I say, what's your number? I would love to text you later. And so I'm like waiting. So it'd be really weird for them to say no at this point. And then I put their number in my phone. What's your name? Oh my goodness. Okay, so nice to meet you. My name's Tavia. I'll text you later today. And like I said, I would love to gift you with some free pampering. And then I turn around and then I immediately text them. And so that's really the secret to it, you guys, grabbing their name and number right then, and then turning around and immediately texting them. And so that's what I do there for warm chatting. And then if they say, yes, I have had a facial, I say, oh my gosh, yay. How long ago was it? Who's your consultant? If they can't tell me the name of their consultant when it was like 10 years ago, then I'm going to go ahead and grab her name and number anyway, right? Because we want to take great care of her. So third way to get referrals is to warm chat. Number 4 are facial boxes. Facial boxes. I love facial boxes. Such a great way to lead generate. So there are these adorable little gable boxes. Have you guys all seen facial boxes before? Yes. Perfect. Okay. And I always say the minimum is 15. The minimum is 15 boxes and higher, because Mary Kay is mathematical. It's not magical, and you're playing the numbers. And we can't get upset whenever we have 2 boxes out and we got 0 leads and somebody threw one of the boxes away. Right? And that's another thing, y'all. Like, in Mary Kay, we have to have tough skin. We are business owners, and we cannot get upset when somebody smashes a box or throws a box away or tells us that they don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, instead, I go back to my car and I get another box and I say, great, can I put it back here? Like, I'll ask again. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to throw my box away, I'm going to come right back. I'm like a boomerang, right? So that's the thing. So are you getting tough about your business as well? And do you have at least 15 facial boxes out so that you're constantly lead generating with that too? One of the girls in our unit has 40 boxes out, and she pulled 41 leads 2 days ago from those boxes. And so that's the cool thing about it. And again, I've recruited a lot of sharp people from facial boxes. I want you to go to places where you're intimidated to go. I want you to go to like the super nice nail salons and hair salons. I've also had a lot of great luck with Mexican restaurants, and because everybody loves Mexican food. Yes. And another thing that I've done before is, like, if I've gone out to dinner somewhere, I'll take a facial box in with me and I'll go put it in the bathroom. And then whenever I leave from dinner, I'll take my facial box back. So if it's at a place where I don't necessarily like have a facial box, I'll like bring it on the go, and then I'll just take it to the bathroom and put it there and then pick it up on the way out. So facial boxes are a really great way to work to generate leads as well. The next one, number five, vendor events. So think like local boutiques, Soma, like the bra store, Kendra Scott, just local businesses, local Mexican restaurants where you can go in and do like rose events where you stand and like pass out roses and gather names and numbers. Vendor events are really great. Again, they're one of my least favorite things to do. But some people really flourish at those. They really love standing there and warm chatting and networking. And if that is your jam, then girl, book all the vendor events where you get to stand there. And usually I'll have a facial box where I just sit it on the table for them to enter to win and put their information. And then I'll do like a charcoal mask, and I'll have charcoal mask samples, like enter to win this charcoal mask. And then one person is the winner. And I call her to tell her she's the winner and book her facial. And then everybody else I call and tell them that they weren't the winner, but that they still want a facial. So that's a great way to gather those leads as well. Number 6 for lead generating is going to be your website. Again, my online website is not bringing me leads like every single day, but it does bring me great leads. And I get a lot of guest checkout on my website where like maybe they're not necessarily leaving their information, but it's still a really great sale. Then I also get a lot of people that do leave me their info, and some of my best customers have come from my website as well. So making sure that we're not only active, but that we're a star consultant every quarter, because whenever you're a star, then you're a higher option for people to be able to click on and shop with you. So again, working our business with consistency. And then number 7, I know a lot of people also do bridal contracts, like with David's Bridal. I don't know if David's Bridal is offering them anymore, but a lot of like bridal boutiques, people are getting leads from and booking those brides for makeovers, etc. So if that's something that you really love to do, working with brides and their bridal parties, and that's always really fun. Yeah. And also is really great because brides are ready to shop. You know what I mean? Like they want to look great for their big day. And I don't know about y'all, but whenever I got married, I was like, spare no expense. I do not want to look like an ogre walking down the aisle. Okay. So I got to look the best. Yeah. So brides are ready to get what they need to look best on their big day. And we have it. So yes. Okay. So that's all 7 ways. So number 1, are your referrals, getting referrals from your parties. Number 2, bookings from your bookings. Number 3, warm chatting when you're out and about. Number 4, facial boxes. Number 5, vendor events. 6 is your personal website. And 7 are bridal contracts, or like brides. And yeah, bookings are the lifeline of your business. And whenever you're lead generating in at least 5 of those ways, I would do all 6, but whenever you're lead generating in those ways, you want to be overflowing with leads. We can never have too many leads. Whenever you feel like you have too many leads, you don't. Like you can never have too many leads. You always want to be drowning in leads. You always want a stack of leads that you haven't gotten to yet, like all the leads all the time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Questions?
Tavia, for